All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Why Ukraine live stream. Thank you all for coming. We are just waiting on our guest. He's on his way home. So that's great. It gives me time to speak about a little thing that we're doing in can everyone see me okay? Let me know if everything's good to go here. I know some of you are already here. Let's see. I see Dimitru, Real Dave Seaman, Armand. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. And yeah, for some reason, both YouTube and Facebook, I think it's just because I'm in Ukraine, that both YouTube and Facebook, do I have a reverb? Ooh, it is, really. Oh, thanks for letting me know. That sucks. Let me see if I can fix that problem. I can try changing my volume settings. Give me a second. Okay. All right, that doesn't usually happen. Okay, are you guys still getting the reverb? Okay. Test. All right, that doesn't usually happen. I'm watching myself from my other phone. Okay. On my other system, it sounds okay. Okay. Test. That's weird. It's weird listening to myself 5 seconds ago. Okay. Yeah. Thanks everybody for coming. So I have invited you all here because we have a guest who will be here shortly, I think. Okay. Thanks, Ronnie. Thanks for letting me know. So we had a guest last week, Matt, who is a volunteer in Ukraine, has been a volunteer in Ukraine, and he's now back in America. And he is amazing. Cheryl, wow, thank you so much. Good morning in Arizona. You got two Arizonans here, Belle and Cheryl. What part of Arizona are you in, Belle? I lived in Sholo and Flagstaff. So if you know where Sholo is, you're a true Arizonan. Yeah. So before our guest arrives, what I want to do today is announce a raffle. Woohoo! And here it is, amazing raffle. So for $5, you can enter to win these amazing collectible items. And this raffle is to buy a drone. At least one drone I'm hoping for. If we can get multiple drones, that's fantastic. One of these drones is about $800, including shipping and handling. These are made in Ukraine, these drones. Oh, Pierce, yeah. Cheryl's like, I know. So, yeah, one of these drones about $800. It's called a Spider 3 FPV. Can carry, I believe, up to 6 kilograms. Yeah, carry loads up to 6 kilograms. And where's the range here? Yeah, so a range of about 20 kilometers. It's pretty darn good. Pretty darn awesome, actually. So this was recommended to me by those of you who know who Joe McDonald is. of Big Mac's battle blogs. I messaged him and I said, hey, I need a low-cost drone that people can less real Dave Seaman. I'm in the Netherlands, less than 3 hours away from every possible border. Yeah, Aussie Bugger. Exactly. Flying spiders, pretty much. It's a hexacopter, I guess you call it. And it can carry loads. It has a release, automatic release. So it is intended for carrying and dropping off loads, equipped with 6 powerful engines and propellers. So pretty awesome. And what you get if you win the raffle is you get these awesome stamps. So these are collectible stamps from Ukraine and collectible postcards from Ukraine. And these guys, most of these are one-of-a-kind items. I mean, outside of Ukraine, you're not going to find these. You're not going to find these in the U.S., I don't think. Okay, so yeah, pretty awesome. Pretty awesome, really. This one, what is that? Got HIMARS. Looks like HIMARS on there. And I like the stamps with the tractor towing a tank. I really like that one. You know, it's pretty cool. And so $5 for all of these together is a pretty good price, really, realistically, if you win. And an important thing. Big deal. Everybody's been asking me about PayPal, and I've been struggling with it. I still have to call PayPal, their customer support. But thank you, Belle. Thank you for, yes. But what I did do is, so I'm just having trouble linking my PayPal with the Shopify, and I have to sign up for a business account, all of this other silliness. In the meantime, I have a QR code for my Shopify. So if you send $5 to this Shopify with a note that says drone raffle, you will also be entered into the raffle. Okay. Make sure you include your email address so I can get back in touch with you at least and get your mailing address. That's really important. So make sure that you check your emails, and then when you make the purchase, make sure you include, if not your address. So in Shopify, make sure you include, if not your address, then at least your email address, so I can email you and say, hey, you won, and then get your actual mailing address and have these sent to you. Okay, so those are important steps for everybody. And this is not just open to viewers of this channel. If you have friends or relatives who'd be interested in getting some awesome souvenirs, mementos, collectibles from Ukraine, this is a great way to support Ukraine, and hopefully I hope you win. May the odds be ever in your favor. So while we're waiting for Matt, he said he's on his way home right now, and he wants to start as soon as possible. I want to just talk about the crazy things that are going on here. With this, it's hard for me to believe the situation with ISIS, and it gets more and more verified every single day. Every hour by hour, we're seeing the verifications, and it's shocking to me that It's and Russia's still trying to use it to support the idea that Ukraine was somehow involved. Hey Anna, thanks for coming. Anna is also in Ukraine, and pretty. I guess Anna, did you say you've been sick recently? I think you messaged me about that. Yeah. Secondly, I need to do a quick update with you guys about. Okay. Hopefully this pops up on the other screen, not my big screen. Come on. There we go. Okay. Donations that people have recently made for wet wipes. I know this sounds funny, but you guys purchased a whole bunch of wet wipes, and here we go. There they are. Oh God, I didn't realize. I can't believe he sent me a picture of a toilet. God damn it, Casey. I can't show that on my YouTube channel, the inside of a toilet. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, if you had the misfortune of seeing that, the wet wipes are officially being used. Secondarily, my I'll just show you guys this. Come on. Copy. I should be able to do that. Yeah. All right. Close that. Try opening a blank page. There we go. So my commander, the sergeant in the barracks, sent me this picture of all of the soap that has been sent. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, thank you, Dimitru. The possible co-op between ISIS and the FSB. Yeah, that's more like it. You know what I mean? Like, really. I mean, it's so obvious. I just don't understand how the only people who could possibly believe that Ukraine had anything to do with this, after ISIS said we did it, the only people who could possibly believe are those who are already so sucked in by the propaganda, by the and I don't know if any of you saw, but anyway, before we go, I just want to be clear. This is the soap that everybody purchased from the site. I've taken it off the site now because we don't need it, but it was there. Yeah. So I mean, my God, you've got Jackson Hinkle. I hate to Google his name because here he is. He's talking about Ukraine. This guy. Oh my God, he's interviewing Zakharova. Really? Just the here's the problem is not if, but when Russia is declared a terrorist organization or a terrorist nation officially, in the same way that Iran has been. When that happens, okay, what are these people going to do? Hang on. Give me a second. Aha. Matt's calling. Yo, Matt.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, did you use the link?
I haven't touched my laptop yet. I just
Okay.
stuffed my face real quick.
Okay, cool.
I'll test it right now.
Okay,
You
cool,
good?
cool. Yeah, I'm sorry. I already started the live stream, so
All right. I'll just jump on them.
all right, cool, man. See you in a minute.
All right, I'll be on the
All
side.
right. So, yeah. I mean, Putin needed a real casus belli because it was only a special military operation, so it adds up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see, Hugh. Let's see. Hello from Canada. Sorry for the silly question. Do the majority of Russians actually believe Ukraine was behind this massacre? I mean, ISIS literally claimed responsibility. I mean, that's a good question. I don't think we're going to know for a little while, but I can tell you myself that my wife's family in Russia, 50% of them believe everything that the news says, and literally everything. So yeah, we got one relative in Belgorod who I think knows what's really going on, and then one in Moscow who no, not at all. She's totally sucked in. Yeah, Hugh. So I don't know if you guys heard Matt calling. He's like, I just had some mac and cheese. So really great though. I know that he he had, I mean, the guy took a bullet to the head, I understand, and has, pretty serious TBI going on. And so it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with, And my thing, my thing about, oh, here we go. Looks like Matt is coming on. Hey, Matt. Here we go. Oh, he's brushing his hair. We'll give it a second. There we go. Okay. Uh-huh. Your camera is working. Or it was. It was working. There we go. Okay. I can see you. Are you ready? Are you ready? Normally we do this before, right, guys? But it's okay. It's all good. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Matt.
Hey.
Cool. Thanks for joining. Thanks for popping in. There we go.
Can you
now
hear
you're
me?
looking good. Yeah. I can hear you. Can everybody else hear? Yeah.
Cool.
Super cool. My camera is there. My screen is over here. I'll move it. Why not? There we go. Okay. So how have you been?
What did I do this week? I'm trying to play some catch up on all my footage I have from Ukraine.
Yeah.
Because I have like terabytes worth of stuff that I just really gotten to dig through. and one of my drives had a failure, so I'm trying to get data recovery on that.
Yeah.
$800 fucking dollars.
Oh man. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes there is a way around that. At some point, let me sometimes when you think the drive has failed, you can go into the managed drives. At least in Windows, you can go into the managed drives, and basically it's just the boot sector that has an error.
Yeah, I've tried a bunch of things. I paid for some data recovery software, and I was able to pull 2 terabytes off this 4 terabyte drive, but the files are all corrupt except a few.
That sucks.
So if I have to pay 800, I'll figure it out. But
Yeah.
I can't lose that footage.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
footage.
Do you have other drives as well? Cards.
I have a 2 terabyte that's full. It's like a SSD, the SanDisk Extreme Pro, like the waterproof one, like super rugged. But I don't know why this drive failed because I didn't drop it or anything. It just stopped working one day.
It happens.
And now it's not.
inevitable.
It's not being identified by my MacBook either.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Sometimes, every once in a while, I know you probably have already tried this, but every once in a while, when it won't be identified by Windows or Mac, a Linux machine will be able to get in.
I fucking hate Linux.
I know. But if you know somebody who, does some Linux stuff, sometimes that'll work too.
Yeah, I have a really high level data recovery center, and I'm gonna mail it out to them, and they do like a advanced testing on it, and they can come back to me and tell me what my available options are.
Cool. That's awesome. So what are you going to do with all this footage? Are you going to make some kind of documentary, or?
I want to do a bunch of more short form documentaries, like a few minutes at most. I might even do a longer piece of our biggest run with my teammates we ever did. We distributed like over 6 million euros in medical equipment for stabilization points on the front and hospitals that really needed supplies. So each load was like 3 months worth of supplies for a hospital. But we did that in like a day, thousands of kilometers of driving.
Yeah.
Hi, Ronnie. Oh, your community is so nice.
Yeah, dude, they're super awesome. I almost don't want to get bigger. Like, I just want to keep my little guys.
As long as it doesn't expand into like toxic people, I think you have a really good community right now.
Yeah.
I'm all for the positivity. There's so much negativity on like Twitter.
Yeah, it's
everyone's
awesome.
just trying to catch each other doing something so they can tell you like, aha, gotcha.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and on Facebook, I have the same problem. I have like 2,000 Facebook friends, and nobody cares. And they don't like. I know most of them. I'd say about half of them are people who I personally have met, like physically shaken their hands and know them well, and they're like, we don't care about Ukraine, So, I had a guy come back this past week. Toxic people.
I'm ready to fight anyone at all times. Anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Yeah. So, yeah, toxic people suck, man. Yeah, so I wanted to ask you some questions about so I'm constantly in contact with people in other countries who want to come to Ukraine. And to be honest with you, a lot of them are just talk, words are wind. They're just bullshitting. But the thing is, I mean, and you've probably done this too. You've probably wasted countless hours with people who say, "Oh, how do I come to Ukraine? What do I need to do? What do I, And
Yeah,
then
I've had those questions so many times.
right, and it's the same stuff over and over and over, and then they never come.
Yeah.
And they just basically wasted your time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've had a bunch of them come and do fuck all.
Oh, they did actually come though.
Yeah.
Shocking.
I was like, at one point, I was like the fucking volunteer coordinator
Yeah,
for people coming in. They would all message me and ask me to do stuff.
yeah,
And really, like, there's always stuff to do. It's not very glamorous. A lot of people just come and tell me, I want to go to the front line. I'm like, what kind of experience do you have? Are you sure, like, you're ready to get shot at? And, like, you sure you're ready to almost get bombed or
Yeah.
potentially get bombed? Like, and then that usually wakes them up a bit.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, everyone's first reaction when you're under artillery is, I'm in the wrong place. Get me out of here.
Yeah, that's the dangerous part when you start getting, like, they start getting in on you with artillery. A lot of people panic and they'll just run, and that's how you get killed and other people killed.
I had 6 friends die that way last fall.
Sorry to hear, brother.
Yeah, it was their first out. I trained with them and stuff, and I wasn't there. I just but it was their first time out, and they freaking panicked and scattered, and yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
That's when you need somebody with, like, somebody in, like, gore or intelligence that can help you. Because we get, when we're doing frontline stuff, we get constant intel from people on the ground. And if our intel says no, it's not a go, then we just don't go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's how I've been able to avoid getting blown up many times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you want to see my foot?
Yeah. So tell us what happened with your foot this week, because I alluded to you had a lot of hospital visits.
Oh, yeah, I kicked the door open at a hospital, and I shattered my foot in like 3 places. And the bone was crooked. It's the metatarsal. So the bone broke and it was crooked, and they're like, you 100% need surgery. We're putting a titanium plate and rod in there. So I had that done on Thursday.
Wow.
I knocked it out for it. So now I have this super cool, gross boot.
Is that duct tape? It looks like it's wrapped in duct tape.
Yeah, I wanted to get some grip on my foot, so I just wrapped it in duct tape.
Mm-hmm.
But I have like a cast cover coming on Tuesday, so I can shower with it on, because I can't get this bandage wet.
I had a full broken arm, from shoulder to wrist when I was a kid, and the worst part was not being able to shower properly or bathe properly.
Yeah, I might, while I'm waiting for this cast cover to come, I might just get a garbage bag, tie it up my leg, and then duct tape it so it's water sealed.
I mean, it'll work for a short period,
Yeah, I just want to shower already. It's been like 5 days.
Like a normal person, Yeah.
I always open the door. I use my Muay Thai skills to break open doors.
Wait, so you were in the hospital? This was after you came back from Ukraine.
Yeah. I was in the hospital and for like seizure stuff.
Yeah.
And then they told me I was getting admitted to another hospital. And I panicked. I was like, fuck, I don't want to go.
Right.
So I started to escape. I kicked like 3 doors open. And then I ran around the hospital trying to find a way out. Eventually, security found me. They like pinned me down, put like a 4-point whatever on me, and then injected me with like benzos to knock me out.
Wow.
And then while I was sleeping, I didn't know, but they tightened the tension on the doors to like 300 pounds. So then I woke up and I was like, fuck this, I'm leaving again.
Wow.
So I went there. I kicked the door. First kick, it didn't open because it was so tight. Second kick, I got the door open. Third kick, I shattered my foot everywhere.
Yeah. That's bad.
And as soon as it happened, I knew it was broken. I was
Yeah.
like, guys, it's broken. They gave me an x-ray. The x-ray somehow came out negative. So I got to the new hospital, and I'm hobbling around in like immense pain. And I keep telling the staff, I'm like, my foot's broken. I need to do something about it. But then eventually my foot from the swelling turned like black. And they were like, all right, we'll get you an x-ray and get you to the hospital.
Wow.
And then they got the x-rays. They were like, shit, your foot is super fucked up.
Yeah. Welcome to American healthcare.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's what I've been telling you guys for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then I had to get the surgery. I got that on Thursday. They gave me some super weak painkillers. Pain's not so bad right now. It was bad for a few days.
Yeah. So, so you've been kind of in and out of the hospital this week. I know earlier this week you were having trouble. We don't have to talk about the specifics of it, but if you don't want to, anyway. But that's.
I mean, yeah, I'm still recovering mentally and physically from the reality of being in war for so long.
Yeah.
That.
Did I read correctly on Facebook that you took a bullet to the head, or was it shrapnel? Okay.
Bullet to the head.
Wow.
Friendly fire incident in Donetsk.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Holy crap, man.
It was a bummer.
Yeah.
Almost died.
Somebody flagging you or misidentification?
We're doing trench clearing exercises.
Oh, okay.
And the guy that was pretty green just didn't have trigger discipline and popped me in the back of the head. Bullet went through the back of my head, bounced around on my brain a bit, and then came out my temple.
It's amazing you're alive.
Yeah, for sure. I was paralyzed for like 10 days.
Yeah.
And the last thing that came back was my left arm, and I couldn't move it for like weeks. And finally, over like just sheer anger, I was able to start moving it slowly. But I've been
pure rage.
Yeah, but I've been in and out of like occupational therapy, physical therapy, everything for like months. But I'm happy to say I'm like 95% done. The last things are just super small, like super fine motor skills. Yes, Matt can take questions.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, ask away. Ask any questions that you want, for sure.
I'm an open book. I'm happy to tell you about how fucked up my brain is from all this time.
Yeah. Yeah, I can say that, when I was in training, we had a situation that almost happened like that. Like literally a bullet whizzed past the training commander's ear. I mean, it was from, one of the guys in the trenches. And
friendly fire is unfortunately a pretty big deal out there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the training is just not sufficient.
Right.
They'll put you in like a 30-day boot camp and then ship you to the war.
Yeah. And I mean, at the same time, live fire exercise is a really important thing to have, but I think they do it a little bit too quickly, out of necessity.
Thank you, Dimitri. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of value in it. You just have to be fucking careful.
Yeah.
It's very high risk.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, guys, ask any questions you want. This is a AMA. Ask Matt anything. Pretty much. So the questions that I had, what I'd like to do is to have, I want to put together some short videos for these people who want to come to Ukraine, and maybe they want to, go right to the front line, or maybe whatever they want to do. They want to help somehow, but they don't know what. And a lot of people, they only have 2 weeks because they have their vacation from their job or whatever. And usually for those people, I tell them maybe not, because 2 weeks. Like, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think 2 weeks is enough time to have free to come here?
I mean, it depends what kind of commitment you have for it. If you're trying to make impactful change, 2 weeks isn't enough.
Right.
I mean, I quit like a really lucrative contract for video editing before I got to Ukraine.
Really?
Dimitri, yes, I'm 100% Romanian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the first one in my family born in America.
Wow.
My brother was born in Israel. My parents grew up with Ceausescu, that horrible dictator over there, and they both escaped and got married in Israel, had my brother there, and then came to America and had me there.
Yeah. So Cypher says, well, to be honest, U.S. Army Marine boot camps are only 4 to 6 weeks. That's true, but then after you leave basic, you get a minimum of 6 months of training in whatever you get assigned to, whatever unit you get assigned to.
Yeah, I mean, even if you look at like all the international, like the other countries training like Ukrainian soldiers, it's at least a few months.
Yeah. Oh, so Dimitru is in Transylvania. Nice.
That's awesome, man. It's a beautiful area.
Yeah. Super cool.
Yeah, I've been to Dracula's castle a bunch of times.
Yeah. I really want to go.
Fed on the blood of virgins.
Wait, you fed on the blood of virgins?
Yeah. That's the sweetest blood.
So I would say Gone Bananas asks, what would you change most to what you have seen?
I think there needs to be like sort of a oversight committee, or I think with so many like mismatched volunteers, it would be good to have like a central hub where volunteers could jump in, describe what their skill sets are to an organization that has other connections with other volunteer organizations. And then based on that sort of vetting process, you could get plugged into a place where you're most effective. Because there's a lot of just like winging it going on.
Right.
Some people have negative experiences because they show up and they want to go do frontline operations, and then they don't get to, and then they leave like disappointed because they wasted vacation days on it.
Yeah.
Like that's just the reality of it. Like you're not gonna have like an action movie every time you come here.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody's winging it. That's a big part of the problem, And it's funny that it's been 2 years, and I know that there have been some organizations that have tried to set up like a volunteer program, but I contacted them myself and never heard back, and didn't, they get overwhelmed very quickly and easily. Il Pirata just said, to do what Matt did, he's right. 2 weeks is not enough, but an intelligent, motivated individual. Now, Il Pirata, I know, has been coming back and forth and was recently in Ukraine. And I think he's coming back as well. So he says, but an intelligent, motivated individual can make a difference in 10 days doing unglamorous things like serving food at kitchens, etc. Right. That's
Yeah.
kind of the point you were making,
My
right?
problem is I love action. I don't want to just sit around like making IFACs or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm also a documentarian, so I want to be boost everything. When I first got there, I showed up. I took out a loan and I bought like $10,000 worth of tourniquets because those are in super high demand. There still
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, definitely.
But so my process was cut out any middleman bullshit. You want tourniquets? What's the unit? What's it for? And I would only do in-person meetings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anything to fall between the cracks into anyone else's hands. I want to deliver those tourniquets directly into the hands of soldiers that need them. So I would never just, because there's plenty of people that are like, hey, just give me 100 tourniquets and I'll give them to units. No, I'll give it to the units.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I know nothing got, because there's always been a lot of cases of that. You know, like International Legion where people's kit gets stolen.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's really true.
I avoid that at all costs.
Yeah. Cypher just said, what commander is going to send a dude for 2 weeks to the front? It'd be just moronic if they did. Yeah. You know, so yeah, I mean, I will say that my experience in the Legion was that because of the past history of the Legion, of people, you know, like you said, losing their kits, stuff getting stolen, yada yada. My experience in the barracks was everybody was really, really careful to make sure that they ever, you know, any rumors of this guy stealing this or this guy is not, you know, trustworthy.
Right.
I mean, we're just it was to be avoided, and almost to the point where I feel like maybe some people who were trustworthy, maybe they got pushed out because rumors started swirling around. But I mean, I don't know. You know, who can say?
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that's tough. It's kind of a pain in the ass to have to like look over your shoulder everywhere you go and make sure your stuff's there. But
Yeah.
that's the reality of things.
Yeah.
Some people just don't have supplies and they see something nice and shiny and they want it for themselves.
Yeah. Especially when you don't have a group with esprit de corps, you know, with a group that has a group of guys that's just, you know, random people from all over the place, you know, and that's obviously the Legion. That's a big problem, you know.
Yeah, that's a big issue in the Legion. Last I heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heard a lot of horror stories over there.
Yeah, but I really think I know I know some of the new trainers, and they are trying to change things. I don't know how successfully. That reminds me. So people watching here paid for this is a plate carrier, and I'm sending this. I got a friend who's actually the first guy I met when I joined the Legion, and he left. He got COVID and he had to leave before he could go out to the front line or anything. And now he's on his way back. He's actually in Poland right now, getting ready to cross the border. So he's going to be back in the Legion, and I'm going to send him this plate carrier.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm spoiled, man. Between all the orgs I work with, I can get like anything I want.
Yeah.
Thermal optics, ceramic plates, carriers, eco flows, whatever.
Right.
We just used to have so many just in the warehouse. It's just filled with body armor and everything.
I mean, I'll be honest. One of the reasons why I started doing this was, you know, I thought to myself, wow, when I go back to the Legion, I don't want to go back with nothing. I want to have like not just support for me, but like support for my unit, you know, because I don't know if we're gonna get that. And so, you know, I tried to join a lot of other volunteer groups, and all of them were like, yeah, we don't need any more people. We're overwhelmed as it is,
Yeah.
So,
I've heard a lot of stuff about like the Legion in general moves pretty slow. Like they're not super active.
I mean, just have low expectations is what I tell people. Cypher says, I would love to go there and train people on weapons, tactics, and such, but can't afford to, and my Marine son wouldn't be happy with me for it. Yeah. I mean, they do need trainers.
Yeah,
for sure.
Trainers are always in high demand. Like a good trainer.
Always in short supply.
Good trainer, good interpreter combination is super needed.
Yeah. And thank you. Wait, who bought all of the memberships? I didn't see who. Somebody. Oh, KK's GG. Thank you so much. That's really awesome. By the way, everybody who got a membership, remember you can join our Discord. We have a Discord. It's called Why Ukraine: The Last Alliance, and the only way you can join it right now is, and actually, Matt, I probably need to. I don't know if you do Discord or not, but I probably need to invite you.
I tried it before, but I think I missed the point of it.
Yeah. I wanted to set up this a community on like Facebook, and because that's what I was familiar with, and I started with that.
Yeah.
But Discord enables you to do so much more and have more security. That's the real issue.
Nice. Yeah, I'm open to that if you show me the ropes.
Yeah. We'll get into it, and so I just want to put that out to everybody. I have a video coming out this week. So I just hired a video editor myself.
Oh, I'm a video editor.
What's that?
Said I'm a video editor.
I know. It's crazy that I just hired a video editor this week in Ukraine, of course. And then you're a video editor. Shit, I could have hired you. But I just created a video with directions for people on how to like use the Discord, and she just sent it to me. I'm gonna release it onto Facebook this week. But yeah, it's just about like I want to create. There's Signal. There's lots of other apps to use for communication and community building, and it's just
Is Discord encrypted?
I think so. I don't know. Does anybody know? Is Discord encrypted? Discord is, it can require two-factor authentication, but I don't know if it's end-to-end encrypted. Let me see.
Okay.
Is Discord encrypted? End-to-end.
It isn't, according to Dimitri.
Yeah. No. Okay. Well, there we are then. Yeah.
Dimitri, I'm interested in this Gerdes battalion, this Romanian battalion. Can you explain some more about it?
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, Gerdes battalion. Interesting. And they're currently in the Belgorod region? Whoa. Okay. Please tell us.
Yeah, it'd be great to speak to fellow Romanians.
Yeah, right?
Instead of just fumbling with Ukrainian.
Okay, Gerdes battalion. Look, I see. I have video of it here. Pretty amazing. Let's see. And let me see if I can bring up some info. Gerdes battalion, Ukraine. Aha. Okay, so there is encryption, but it's not necessarily end-to-end encryption. That's interesting.
Gotcha.
So they have the Gedeka battalion here, and let's see if I can bring that up.
Romanian battle group Gedeka.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Can you shoot me
Yeah,
that link
right?
when you get a chance?
For reals. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll send it on Facebook.
Thanks, Dimitri.
Yeah. Thanks for the hookup. Yeah, we got a good group here for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
It's
I
great.
don't know if they're on
Well, I speak
anywhere else.
Romanian, so I'm interested in that interview.
That's awesome.
Oh, cool. I'm going to follow these guys now.
Yeah. And here we go. Fighters of the Gedeka group. And this is from 3 days ago, so quite recent.
All right, so they're doing stuff.
And so they're fighting in Russia right now.
That's
alongside
awesome.
I had no idea that this was happening. Yeah. Wow. Amazing.
Cool.
Amazing.
I'm ready to join a Romanian battalion. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
So
Dimitri.
so my question. Yeah, this is really cool stuff. So my question to you, Matt, I guess, is what advice would you have for people who maybe they're coming to join the Legion, maybe they're coming to join some other outfit, okay?
Yeah.
And they want to come here for more than 2 weeks, all right? What advice would you give to somebody who's, making those plans?
Try to think long term.
What should they bring with them?
Think of how long you want to stay, and try and have your finances locked down for the duration of your stay. Don't be like me and sell all your shit. Because I sold my car while I was. I sold the camera. I sold most things of value that I still had left.
Wow.
Just to sustain me for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
Or then you have if you have an org, you can raise money and you can just be transparent about it. Like, I need funding to sustain my efforts in Ukraine. Which is a bad thing. We try to be stingy with your money and not blow donor money left and right. But if you need to, just be transparent about it. Because dealing with financial stress on top of being in a war zone sucks.
It's terrible. Yeah, I mean,
so lock your finances in. Keep your expectations low if you're new, and just network as much as you can. It's ideal that you have some skills that you can offer, because anybody can pack lunches for the soldiers. In my opinion, I'm much more skill-based.
Right.
I'd rather use my skills to help than just do grunt work.
Yeah. I mean, like me, if they tell me to dig a hole, I'll dig a hole. That's fine. I'll dig a trench. I don't mind.
They say that's the most important tool in the entire war is a spade.
Yeah.
Because that's how they dig trenches, and trenches are a huge element of this whole war.
Yeah. I had a guy contact me last week maybe, and he seemed pretty serious. But he's a math professor. Okay,
Interesting.
but he's also a rock climber, and has all these like wilderness survival skills. So no military skills, but like a bunch of like wilderness survival skills. And he was like, I really want to come and help Ukraine. I'm ending, he's a math professor. He's ending his tenure so he's leaving the university, and he's like, I want to come to
Wow, that's a
Ukraine.
big deal. It's a big commitment.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't give up tenure to come to Ukraine.
Well, I don't think I doubt that he actually had tenure. From what he told me, I think it was more like he's a lot of college professors, unfortunately, sadly, make very little money, and they're basically like temp workers, which is a terrible thing about America. But once I saw his resume and kind of took a look at everything he was capable of doing, I was like, okay, my advice to you is, he had some first aid, like wilderness survival training,
Nice.
stuff
That's
like
useful.
that. Yeah, and I said, that's the kind of thing that.
Well, in those situations, I've done a bunch of that already, where I get some medics. Civilians need that stuff too, because they're getting bombed all the time.
Yeah.
So like doing like BLS for civilians is super useful. You just got to find a group.
BLS?
Basic life saving.
Ah, okay. Sure. Yeah, it's a guy. I advised him. I said, I think you would be a good fit for the Legion, because with that kind of training, and he's physically fit, like athletic dude. I'm like, and smart. He's a smart guy. The Legion needs smart people. That's what.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know that there's all kinds of problems with it, but it's the devil we know. It's what we got, And the other thing I would say, just in my experience, for better or for worse, the Legion training is kind of it's kind of like the NFL draft. In other words, you show up there, or it's like spring spring training or something. You show up there, and you might end up in the Legion, but about half the guys actually got picked out of the training and went directly to some army, like in some 79th blah 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 of the something, actually in the ZSU, directly.
Yeah.
So for better or for worse, Oh, Benjamin Webb. Oh, thanks for coming, Benjamin. Is there anything I can do as a poor disabled foreigner? I want to help, but without resources. Am I just good-hearted? Yeah, Benjamin, friend of mine from New Mexico, by the way. We have a couple of Arizonans in here who know New Mexico well, Benjamin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see somebody from Facebook posting, because it tells me that Facebook is actually working. A lot of times when I stream on Facebook, there's some kind of error and people can't post or whatever. But that's fantastic. So, yeah, I mean, my opinion on that, Benjamin, is what we need to start doing is making friends and social groups who of people who care about Ukraine. Getting together and just talking about it. Online is great too. If sharing videos and liking on Facebook and Instagram or whatever you can is also good. But what in my perfect world, what I want to do somehow magically from my home in Ukraine is to create social groups in America where people can get together and just talk about Ukraine, and just just for fun, not like you have to donate anything. Just get together and have a spaghetti freaking potluck or something. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the kind of thing that's going to really make a difference, because what makes people give a shit is who they know. you know. And when people say, "Well, I don't know anybody from Ukraine. What's Ukraine done for me lately?" That's that's where we're going to make a difference. You know, I'm not sure how to make that happen yet, but it's going to happen somehow.
That's kind of what I was saying in like my perfect world. There becomes a body, whether it's created by the government or just by like peer to peer.
Yeah.
An entity that specializes in redirecting and getting volunteers into things to do.
Yeah.
Have them a large network of NGOs out there that has like a personal relationship with them, and you can have, so like somebody, Adam joins, he has first aid knowledge.
Yeah.
What can we do with him? Plug him in with the unit training first aid. Like, that's like my ideal scenario, because there's lots of people that are itching to do good things, but they just maybe don't have the right network, the right connections.
Isolation is the problem.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Benjamin just said, I try and share your posts, but feel very impotent. Yeah. And Facebook is, you know, the term is enshittification. Facebook is, and all of these online apps, they don't bring us together. In many ways, they isolate us, and they're trying to get us to the point where we will pay money just to talk to each other. You know, that's ultimately their goal.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, Benjamin, it's crazy that we've known each other for 20. I don't want to, it's more than 20 years, man. It's closer to 30. That's crazy to say that, but it's like 25. But yeah, so what's another thing that's very interesting is if I'm not saying that you should necessarily come to Ukraine if you're disabled, but I know people who live here who came to Ukraine. They're from America. They live on disability, and they're, you know, moderate, medium retirement, and they live like kings in Ukraine on their, you know, however, you know, $1,000 a month or however much they get for disability. Here, I mean, my wife's family, their retirement, they're two retired people, and they both together, I think they together get like less than $400 a month between them, like maybe $300 a month for two people, you know, and they have this really nice house here. I mean, for $1,000 a month, you can at least, maybe not in Kyiv, okay, but in the village you could live well.
You can get inside like in the burbs.
Yeah,
for sure. The further outside of like central Kyiv you go, the cheaper everything is.
Yeah, exactly. It's you know, I mean, I want to go back to Kyiv, but I have a big house and it's rent free. It's tough to turn that down, you know. And so cheap. And Canti, I saw that you you're disabled and you're in Kyiv, you know. I mean, at the same time, this is a big reason why I refuse to go back to the United States right now, because I feel like if I do, I'm going to get, it's so easy to get caught up in our daily life of everything that's going on, and pretty soon you just forget about it, you know, and that sucks too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that happens to a lot of the like long-term volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
You get caught up in like the day-to-day bullshit of trying to catch up on in your life, and you lose steam and motivation. Can I interrupt you for a second?
Please.
I need to make myself an instant coffee.
Yeah, go for it, man. It's all good. You said you were totally freaking tired, you know. So understood.
All right, be right back.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So I just want to bring up Secular Sakai about opening a Ukrainian bank account. Man, Canti, I want information about that too. I got to say, that's been some of the biggest problem that I've had, is being unable to open up a proper Ukrainian bank account. I have 2 Ukrainian bank accounts, but I'm not allowed to actually use them or deposit money in them. So yeah, it's a problem. Yeah, Dimitru, let's see. So far the most stable, reliable program is platform rather is Telegram. Yeah. Yeah, for a lot here in Ukraine, it's ironic that this Russian made setup has been so vital, I would say, even here in Ukraine, like absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't survive in Ukraine without without Telegram. Secular Sakai, I would freaking love to do a collab stream. That's a freaking great idea. I was talking about that with somebody else, and yeah, that's a lovely idea. I think it's great. Yeah, we could this week maybe. Yeah, super cool. Because I think we're both using Restream, so it's even better. And yeah. Yeah, well, St. Petersburg is where it was created, but the owner is like he moved to some island in the Caribbean or something. The Last Alliance, is it a stupid idea to make a web page to refer to? What to do if you want to go there and help? That is something here's what I want to do, Ronnie. It's very interesting. You should mention that. So Matt, Ronnie was just talking about making a page, like a page with just information about, if you want to go to Ukraine and help, here's what to do, here's what not to do. That's one thing I want to do on the Discord, is kind of create a repository, a library of information for people who want to do that, of just advice of like things that Matt just said. Make sure you have your finances squared away at least a little bit. I advise people, make sure you have at least $1,000 cash. I mean, actual cash. And I think you could. I think $1,000 will be okay for a month. Of course, I know a friend of mine he's a trainer in the Legion now, but he got $1,000 bonus to come to Ukraine. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be sharing this. No, I will anyway. First weekend he went to Lviv, got really drunk, and blew it all on strippers.
That's easy to do.
And it is easy because if you don't, the thing is, if you don't understand how much money you're spending because of the exchange rate, and then when you do, let's see, you can, in a lot of like bars or restaurants sometimes, especially if they're late night places that have a lot of foreigners coming in, they will exchange your dollar bills for grivnas. You have to pay in grivnas. Yeah, strippers need money too. That's correct. Yeah. I have respect for that profession.
I've run into a few people like that just hang out by ATMs and exchange money. Like a guy just pulled out like a wad of like, I don't know, 100,000 grivnas one time.
Yeah.
And was like, how much you got? And I just traded him, and it was perfect. There was no exchange fee.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. But I've also had the experience in a bar where they only accepted grivnas, and I think they did that on purpose. They only accepted grivnas. They didn't accept card. There was only cash, and all I had was $100 American, and I got it was a terrible exchange rate. It was like 1 to 10 instead of 1 to 30 or 36 or whatever it is now, you know. So, you know, be careful.
Yeah, strippers are. It depends what strip club you go to.
Yeah, be careful. Be careful. Oh, Nagateth. All right, cool. So you switched over to YouTube. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I think the Facebook live streaming is not the greatest, you know. But thanks for coming anyway. Oh, Secular Sakai just asked, will some Ukrainian get pissed if they hear one say grivnias instead of hrivnias?
No.
No. No, but I have had the experience of where I was trying to say it with my American accent and they had no idea what I was talking about. Like, I'm like, skilki costa, grivnas, hrivnias. I was trying to say it every way I could, and they were like, what? Yeah. So people in Ukraine are not, it depends on where you go, but oftentimes they may not be accustomed to accents. Like, as Americans, if you grew up in California or New York or Chicago or any major city, you're used to kind of different kinds of accents and things. Outside of Kiev and even inside of Kiev, people don't understand accents at all.
Yeah, I mean, in general, the English literacy in Ukraine is pretty low.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been lucky to find some good bars and places that I frequented a lot, and they all spoke English.
Yeah. In Kiev.
They exist, but it's just not like the younger people seem to speak more English than the older people.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, if you can learn, you know, Odin Pivo Budlaska, right?
Yeah.
That's good enough. That's one beer, please.
Yeah.
You know, that'll get you a long ways. And Skilki Costa is how much does it cost? And then they'll tell you, but you won't understand it because it's still in Ukrainian. But sometimes they have to write it down for me. But to be honest with you, I have met a couple of retirees who've lived here for 5, 6, almost 10 years, some of them, and they speak almost no Ukrainian. And I mean, you get by. You use a lot of hand signals, and
It kind of annoys me that there's a lot of like sex tourists in Ukraine.
yes, yeah,
And they just show up and they're living here like 10 years and they can't even speak like 2 words of Ukrainian.
yeah. To be honest with you, before the war, I generally did not associate with any Americans or any foreigners here, actually, because they all had that creepy vibe to me. Basically, they all had that like red. I'm extreme red pill, and I'm gonna like, yeah, you know, Gonzalo Lira type thing, and it just,
Yeah, there's a lot of creeps for sure.
yeah. Well, I think now, like my friends who are in the Legion, I think they all thought that they were going to come here to Ukraine and instantly just have women falling all over them. And they have generally been very disappointed, unfortunately. Especially, I don't know why that is exactly. Maybe you have an idea about this, Matt, but soldiers in Ukraine do not have, it's not as sexy like it is, I would say, in America. You know, ooh, a man in uniform. It's
like half the people here in uniform.
Yeah. Cypher says it's a good thing. It shows Ukrainian women have standards. Yeah. It makes a big difference if you just try to speak a little Ukrainian. You know, it really, really helps.
It's the same thing everywhere else in the world. People appreciate you making an effort.
Exactly. Exactly. It's really true. And they love it, actually, when you try to... What I think is funny, what I get from people a lot of times, because I'm trying to work on my Ukrainian and my Ukrainian pronunciation, and they'll say things like, "Wow, your Ukrainian is better than mine," especially older people, because maybe they only spoke Russian, and they're trying to learn Ukrainian themselves.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend was like a hardcore patriot, like Ukraine everything,
Mm-hmm.
hates all Russians, any amount of speaking Russian.
Like, she's like, "Niet."
Ronnie, I'm drinking a coffee right now. It's got to take some time to kick in.
Yeah, man. It takes about 20 minutes, and then that's the bad thing, though. Then we'll finish our stream, and you'll be like awake. But so,
It's
what are
fine.
you doing after this? You said you have something going on this afternoon, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to AA.
Oh, cool. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
After my ex dumped me for drinking too much, I decided to stop drinking.
Yeah, it is a sign, for sure. Yeah, it's probably good with all the other things going on.
Yeah, I'm in enough meds. I don't need to mix alcohol with them too.
Exactly. What's your vape? Is it CBD?
Oh, it's just nicotine.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, we were... Well, okay, I was saying on Facebook that CBD oil is one of those things that can really help, like, some of your TBI issues, that type of
The problem
stuff.
is it's fucking expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Like, to get the quality full spectrum CBD oil,
Yeah.
it's costly.
Well, I guess you got to move to California then.
Right. I mean, weed is legal in Jersey.
It's legal in Jersey?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, we have dispensaries here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm a lightweight.
Right. Benjamin said, try the food, learn to say, how do I say this? Doesn't matter where you are, learn to say please and thank you, and how do I say this, and you're set. My problem is I also speak Spanish, hablo un poquito de español, but when I try to speak Ukrainian, a lot of times Spanish comes out. And like, so when I try to say, how do I say this? I'll say, ¿Cómo se dice? And I'm like, wait a minute. What was the Ukrainian again? I can't remember. So
That's actually how I connected with my commander here, is because we were trying to have a conversation. His English wasn't very good. And I was just like frustrated. I was like, just try and say the word in Romanian and see if I understand it. And then he grew up around like Transnistria, like around Moldova, Romania, and he spoke like pretty good Romanian. So that opened a lot of doors for me, just having someone I could speak to in Romanian.
yeah, sure. That's awesome and rare, I'm sure.
Yeah, pretty rare.
Yeah, so Mr. Swiggle, Telegram was made by the Russian guy who made VK. He was mafia'd out of it with a deal. He could not refuse. Yeah, he went to Dubai, and now, like I said, he's in the Caribbean somewhere. Well, maybe, no, I don't think, no, I heard he went from Dubai to the Caribbean, and he can't go back to Russia. So,
Yeah, I can't ever.
Yeah, Cypher said
I'd get shot on the spot.
Right. I would mix my German with English and Spanish, completely confusing whoever I talk to, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I saw some of the comments. Thanks for the support on my recovery, guys.
Yeah. It's important. It's important. So, so besides having your finances straight, learning a little bit of Ukrainian, What other things can you think of that a person would need? Do you think it's absolutely necessary that they connect with some group before they come to Ukraine? Whether
That
that's
would be ideal, so you have an idea what you're doing when you touch down.
Mhm.
You don't want to just stick around in like an Airbnb for weeks, burning through your money.
Mhm. Mhm.
Although it is super cheap to get housing here.
Yeah, that's a thing. Super cheap, you know.
Yeah.
But you can spend money; it'll just go away, you know. Um, I came here and within a month got a job teaching English. So I came here with I had a couple thousand, you know, to hold me over. But this is before the war, of course, and I've found that you know, if you can do nothing else, if you come here, if somebody, this is what really drove me crazy at the beginning of the wars. A lot of people would message me, and some people told me they were actually in Ukraine, you know, and I was like, great. Well, if you're not doing anything, I can hook you up with some schools to teach at. You know, teaching English is a really good skill here, I would say. And
Yeah.
you don't have to have any teaching experience. They just want to talk to a native speaker. Actually, you don't get paid very much. You only uh how do I say this? You only get paid about maybe $10 an hour to teach
Yeah.
here, you know. But that's a hell of a lot better than what most people get paid in Ukraine. Like getting
Yeah.
$10 an hour, that's amazing. That's like a high level programmer gets $10 an
Yeah.
hour here, you know. So,
Yeah. Shit, I was making $3,000 a week before I came here.
hmm hmm
So canceling that contract was kind of a bummer.
yeah, yeah. So, are you going to get back into video editing then? Maybe we should work together. It'd be awesome.
So yeah, man. So right now, my last hurdle for recovery for my damaged left arm
hmm
is being able to type well again.
hmm
So as soon as I can type fluently again, that opens up a lot of doors for me. I can get a full-time job again. I can work easily, you know.
hmm hmm
Congrats, Nagateth. That's a tough one to kick.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But yeah, I remember some of those times, Ben. Yeah. Okay, Canti. I was an English practice partner for Ukrainians for 18 months before coming. Oh, interesting. Most of my support here was through students. Yeah, and I mean, you could get if you came to Ukraine and did that, you could actually get paid on get paid enough to live and stay here, and then so if you showed up to Ukraine with a couple thousand and you just didn't know what you were going to do, you end up teaching English. Hey, at least you're doing something, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Dimitri's right too, though. He said, like, if you have a real skill to bring with you, that's going to separate you from the pack.
yeah,
Because there's a lot of volunteers or people who want to volunteer that don't really know what they want to do or don't have any like in-demand skills. But the more you have of that, the higher chance you're going to get plugged in with a group that can utilize your talents.
yeah, that's true. Uh, okay, Connor Klein on YouTube.
I have the same issue, Canti.
Oh,
I have the same exact issue, Canti. I'm waiting on disability to get approved and kicked in. Hopefully, get a bunch of back pay. But as a result, I can't like let people know that I'm working or looking for work because then I'll get rejected. So it really sucks because it's like I could be making money, but I'm not because I have to. I'm relying on the state to give me money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, but that puts you in a really good position because, you could actually be doing, volunteer work for Ukraine, either there in the States or if you eventually come back to Ukraine, you know. Yeah. Wow. Nagatith, so you have a replacement cervical spine. That's crazy. Wow.
Wow, I didn't
Yeah, I
know
bet you
they
had
could
to
even do that.
relearn many things. What was that, Matt?
No, I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah. Like like really? Seriously, a replacement cervical spine? Wow.
I didn't know you could replace spines at all.
Well, I think it's just the bone, the actual vertebrae, not like the
Yeah, if
nerve.
I could get my vertebrae replaced, that'd be awesome because my lumbar spine is a disaster.
Yeah.
It's like a 70-year-old's lumbar spine. I have disc degeneration disease in all of the vertebrae and all of the discs. I have 2 bulging discs. So, like, I'm just generally in pain.
So, yeah, so Cheryl, you asked a question about this guy Connor Klein, and I mean, you asked if he like checks out, and I mean, it depends on what you're asking. I mean, he's basically a guy. He's one of these guys teaching people how to pick up chicks in foreign countries. So if you're like old and ugly like me, you can go to a foreign country
I
and
didn't talk
date
to
the
you so
hottest
bad like that.
girls. Well, I don't have to worry about it
You're
anymore.
a
I'm
handsome
married.
young
So.
man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, no, somebody said, yeah, he's
Titanium,
basically.
Dimitri.
What was. Yeah, titanium.
My skull is titanium. My foot is titanium.
Sarah, what's Viva R? Is that a.
You're talking about that injection that stops cravings? Vivitrol, yeah. Yeah, it's used for alcohol and like opiate dependency. And it blocks the receptors in your
Vivitrol,
brain
okay.
so you can't really get fucked up or get a good opiate high.
Wow. Maybe that's what happened to me. Somebody accidentally gave me that. Oh yeah. Chris Connie, you were talking about Johnny FD bald and bankrupt. Yeah, I mean, I've actually met Johnny FD, and I mean, I know that he seems like an okay guy. Bald and bankrupt has I don't know, recently got kind of a bad reputation, but I don't place a lot of judgments on those guys. But we were talking earlier about like sex tourists, complaining about that. Cheryl, the guy Connor Klein you were talking about on YouTube, that's exactly what he is. He teaches people how to be sex tourists in countries like Ukraine.
Fucker.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
You know what the problem with that is that Ukrainian women are like the most beautiful women in the world.
Scientifically proven, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's literally been like scientific surveys done of like thousands of people. They had to just rate pictures of women from all different countries, and people from all different countries rating how women look from all different countries, which I know sounds weird. But yeah, and Ukraine always comes up on top.
Yeah, I've been to like 23 countries, and prior to Ukraine, Cuba was my number one.
Oh.
And now Ukraine just swept away Cuba.
What had you going to 23 countries?
Traveling, disaster work, a little more traveling. I used to do like I had a gig doing travel photography with a sponsor to put together some exhibitions years back. So went to like the Amazon, went to Peru, traveled a bunch. And yeah, I traveled. I was on Team Rubicon's internet, like their elite, like international team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about Team Rubicon last time.
There's like 60,000 members in there.
Really?
Only like a handful get to go on international ops.
Yeah.
So I was lucky to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to go to Africa a couple times. That was fun.
Yeah. You mentioned Uganda.
Yeah, Uganda, Mozambique, South Africa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty cool. So yeah, man. It's very interesting to me to know that you're a video editor and stuff. I would love to, collaborate with you in the future.
Yeah, I'm always down.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
If it's a cool project, yeah, I'm up for it.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't start this YouTube. Like, I'm not one of these people who like had a YouTube channel and then I wanted to like do stuff about Ukraine to get views or anything. No. I'm like, I started this YouTube channel after the war started and had to learn all of this stuff and learning video. I enjoy video editing, but I'm so slow at it and I'm not very talented either. I mean, I saw your short video. It was way better than any of mine. Everything I do looks like some like employee training video from the 1990s, So I'm sure you would do a much better job than I.
Yeah, I'm used to editing and like doing corporate work. You have to be fast.
Yeah.
So I'm used to like pumping out videos really fast.
Wow, really?
If I need to.
Yeah.
But I'm also really big into color grading and giving my films like a cinematic type quality to them.
Yeah, you definitely had that in the one that I saw,
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. The only thing I will maybe brag about a little bit, to my credit, is that when I was in the Legion, I told them, like, okay, all right, I'm just straight up bragging right now. I actually went to the commanders and said, listen, you guys need to start a YouTube channel and use that for recruiting, and use that for fundraising. My original idea was to do basically what I'm doing now, like in the context of the International Legion, and they have done that now. After I left, I mean, I'm not saying that maybe I inspired it, but maybe I did. And now the International Legion has a really great YouTube channel now for recruiting.
I saw one of their videos the other day.
Yeah.
For a recruitment video.
Yeah.
It was pretty well done.
Yeah. I mean, I would say they're getting better, is what I would say.
Yeah, that's my concern. Like, my plan is still to, like, get back to Ukraine and join the Legion. Because I got a lot of friends units out there that are doing good work that have invited me to join.
Yeah.
So
yeah, as you recover.
The only risk is that they're gonna want to use me to make content for them, which is not what I'd be going for.
Right. Yeah, I'm always afraid of getting accused of being some kind of a, I don't know, the guys who came at the beginning of the war just to make TikTok videos or whatever,
Oh yeah.
I want to.
I know a bunch of those guys.
Yeah. Are they still doing it? I mean,
yeah.
Do you think that actually helps Ukraine though?
It helps you get likes.
Yeah.
Helps you like stroke your ego. Does it help Ukraine? I don't think very much.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's my feeling about it too. They're not really helping Ukraine. They're just doing it for their own like rep or whatever. I find that distasteful.
Me too.
Well, listen, man, we've been going for like an hour and a half, and I feel like we can wrap it up because you got places to go, right? This afternoon.
Yeah, I got to get to AA by 3.
Yeah, cool. So, guys, if you want to ask any last questions of Matt before he has to go, by the way, thanks Nagateth. I've always, on the other hand, James, you've always been text savvy, like even when we were 20 nothings. oh, tech savvy, yeah. Well, my thing is I can always figure it out. That's my deal, you know. And thanks, Talking Bloke. I try to have good network skills.
Good community.
Yeah, it is. They're a good group of people for sure. Yeah. Yep. Ronnie just said, just do your thing and wear a GoPro. Do you think that's a good idea? Like for guys who are going out to the front line, do you think it's a good idea to wear a GoPro or some guys?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I bought a knife from this company I love in Ukraine called Varvar Knife.
Yeah, I've seen it.
VAR knife. They make really good knives. I told them I want a knife big enough to chop off Russian Zeds, and they made with like a laser etched like a signature and name.
Yeah.
So it's still in Ukraine right now. I want it back. It's fucking sharp as hell.
Yeah.
But definitely decapitation ready.
Wow. Well, cool, man. I think that's great. I guess.
Good meeting all the people I haven't met yet. Appreciate all of your support.
Yeah,
I'm
for
just
sure.
gonna be on the grind for a few more months, and then I'm back to Ukraine.
Yeah, super cool. Well, listen, guys. Before I let everybody go, I just want to remind everybody that I've got this raffle here to buy a drone. It's $5, and you get all this awesome stuff. You can pay with PayPal, or you can pay with your credit card. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much, Matt. Thanks for coming.
Always happy to be here. I have another interview actually this week with a Ukrainian TV channel.
Yeah, you said that.
I'll send you the link for that once that
Please do, and I'll share it for sure.
Perfect.
Rockin', dude.
All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Have a good one, everybody. Do побачення.
До побачення.